That's how 99% of people breathe, including you. It's the same primal gasp our ancestors used to flee lions, the same survival trigger that floods your veins with adrenaline when your boss pings you after hours. 99% of humans are stuck in this biological lie, convinced they're still running for their lives, even while binge-watching Netflix. Nature has already decoded this secret. Across the animal kingdom, breath is destiny. The cheetah hyperventilates to fuel 75-mile-per-hour sprints, then collapses after 30 seconds. The tortoise breathes 3 times per minute and outlives empires. Take a pause and think about this for a moment. Monks decoded this truth millennia ago. While warriors used sharp exhales to steady their sword hands, mystics mastered the art of the pause, stretching each breath like taffy until time itself seemed to stop. Tibetan yogis can lower their metabolism to near hibernation. Freedivers train for decades to hold a single breath for 7 minutes. Why? Because slow breath equals slow time. The CIA spent $20 million studying monks who could melt snow with their breath. Modern science now proves what the ancients knew. Fast breaths trigger sympathetic panic. Example, your Twitter outrage mode. Slow breaths activate parasympathetic genius, your Einstein in flow mode. Your current breathing rhythm isn't just a habit, it's a vote for the person you're becoming. The cheetah or the tortoise, the frazzled employee or the sage. Every minute you take 15 breaths. Right now, 14 of them are probably unconscious. But just one intentional tortoise-style inhale could be the first step toward awakening. The door is cracked. All that's left is to step through. Spiritual awakening isn't about levitating in a Himalayan cave or wearing robes while sipping herbal tea. That's just aesthetics. Think of it like this. You've been living your entire life inside a dimly lit room, unaware there's a sunlit world outside. Then one day someone cracks open a window. That first blinding ray of light? That's awakening. It's realizing the real world you've been chasing, the promotions, the likes, the next purchase, is like a dog endlessly chasing its tail, mistaking motion for meaning. Meanwhile, your breath has been the key to the door this whole time, rusting in your pocket because nobody told you it was there. Your mind is like a snow globe, constantly shaken by thoughts. Fear, desire, regret. Most people live like this, trapped in the blizzard. Awakening isn't about stopping the snow, because that's impossible, but about realizing you're not the snow. You're the glass, unshakable, untouchable. And just like a river doesn't struggle to flow or a tree doesn't stress about growing, your natural state isn't anxiety. It's effortless awareness. But here's the catch. You can't force it any more than you can force a flower to bloom. You can only create the conditions, starting with your breath, the remote control to your nervous system. So ask yourself, are you breathing like a startled rabbit? Chest tight and shallow, as if life is one endless emergency? Or like an ancient redwood, drawing air deep into its roots, unhurried, unshaken, knowing storms come and go, but the sky always clears? Let's dive deeper into the science, because understanding your breath's power transforms this from philosophy into practical magic. Imagine your nervous system as a seesaw. On one side sits the gas pedal, your sympathetic system, primed for fight or flight. On the other side rests the brake pedal, your parasympathetic system, governed by the vagus nerve. This nerve isn't some abstract concept. Picture it as your body's master control cable, running from your brainstem to your gut, with branches connecting to every major organ. When activated, it works like a symphony conductor, lowering the volume on stress hormones while amplifying relaxation signals. Here's where it gets fascinating. Your vagus nerve responds not to thoughts or affirmations, but to physical cues. A slow exhale stretches this nerve like pulling a guitar string, triggering vibrations that echo through your entire system. This is why a sigh of relief actually changes your biochemistry, and why yogis can lower their heart rate on demand. Modern studies show conscious breathing can increase vagal tone, your body's ability to self-regulate, by 30% in just 8 weeks. That's like upgrading your nervous system from dial-up to broadband. The implications are staggering. In hospitals, vagus nerve stimulation devices treat depression when drugs fail. In labs, researchers measure vagal tone to predict longevity. But you don't need implants or studies. Your breath is the original biohack. When Navy SEALs use box breathing to stay calm under gunfire, they're essentially manually overriding their stress response by speaking the vagus nerve's language, slow, rhythmic pressure. When monks enter suspended animation states, they've simply perfected this dialogue. The difference between panic and peace isn't circumstance. It's whether you remember you hold the reins. Let's make this so clear and practical you'll feel the shift before you finish reading. Your vagus nerve isn't just some medical term. It's your body's built-in peacemaker. Picture it like the chief engineer in a submarine, constantly monitoring pressure levels and adjusting valves to keep everything running smoothly. When stress attacks, it's this neural network that floods the engine room with coolants to prevent meltdown. Most people's engineer is half asleep from years of shallow breathing. But with the right techniques, you can wake it up in minutes. Here's how this works in real life. The sigh reset. When you're suddenly stressed, take 2 quick inhales through the nose, just like smelling a flower. Then take a long, audible exhale like you are fogging glasses. This mimics your body's natural reset button. You've just manually activated your vagus nerve. Cold water hack. Splashing cold water on your face triggers the dive reflex, your vagus nerve's emergency override. Humming therapy. Your vocal cords are directly wired to the vagus nerve. Humming your favorite song's chorus for 30 seconds creates vibrations that massage this nerve into relaxation. This is why monks chant. The proof? Try this now. Sit up straight and place one hand on your belly. Inhale deeply for 5 seconds, pushing your hand out. Hold for 3 seconds while smiling slightly. Smiling matters because it triggers facial nerves connected to your vagus system. Exhale slowly through puckered lips for 7 seconds like blowing out birthday candles. Repeat just twice more and notice. Your vision clears, sounds seem sharper, and that knot in your stomach loosens. That's not placebo. That's your vagus nerve sending all clear signals to every cell. This isn't just stress relief, it's system rewiring. Studies show regular practice can reduce inflammatory markers by 40% in asthma patients, can cut migraine frequency in half, and improve gut health as effectively as some probiotics. All because you're speaking directly to the neural network that governs your immune system, digestion, and emotional resilience. Here's the shocking truth. We've been unintentionally sabotaging our nervous systems every single day. Each time we hold our breath while scrolling through stressful emails, we're training our body to associate focus with tension. Every mouth breath we take, especially during sleep, robs us of precious nitric oxide, nature's vasodilator that boosts circulation and calms the mind. Those shallow, upper chest breaths we default to when busy, they're keeping our system in a constant state of low-grade emergency, like a car engine revving in neutral. We've essentially become master trainers of our own stress response, perfecting the exact wrong kind of breathing, while the key to calm has been right under our noses this whole time. Your next breath can either reinforce old patterns or begin rewiring decades of stress. The submarine's engineer is waiting for your command. Will you keep it on autopilot or grab the controls? So where does this leave us? At the crossroads of ancient wisdom and modern science, staring at a simple truth. Your breath is the most potent tool for spiritual awakening you already possess. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been beneath the layers of stress, distraction, and unconscious living. Every intentional breath is a homecoming, a return to the unshakable awareness that watches the chaos without being consumed by it. The spiritual masters were right all along, just not in the way we imagined. When the Buddha spoke of mindfulness of breath, when Taoist sages practiced embryonic respiration, when Christian mystics chanted hymns in measured cadence, they were all hacking the same biological system we can now map with brain scans and heart rate variability monitors. The difference? They didn't need the science to prove what their experience revealed: that the rhythm of your breath shapes the rhythm of your consciousness. Here's your invitation. Start small. For the next 3 days, take just 3 awakening breaths whenever you check your phone. Inhale deeply for 5 seconds. Hold with awareness for 3 seconds and exhale fully for 7 seconds. Notice the space this creates. Observe the shift. These pauses will begin to reveal the automatic patterns running your life. The knee-jerk reactions, the mental loops, the emotional triggers. That's awakening in action. Choose your rhythm. Like switching from a frantic drumbeat to a meditative mantra, your breath pattern becomes your life pattern. The cheetah or the tortoise, survival or thriving. The choice is literally in your breath. This isn't another self-improvement project. It's the opposite. It's the realization that beneath all your striving, there's a version of you that's already whole, already awake. Your breath isn't taking you somewhere new. It's removing what's always been in the way. The final paradox? Spiritual awakening doesn't happen in some distant future. It happens now, in this breath, if you're willing to show up for it completely. So take your first real breath right now. That's the door opening. All that's left is to walk through.